I'm going to show you something that every Atari 2600 fan should know. Have you seen this cartridge? If you have, then you know how important it is to your collection. If you haven't, this is something you may want to consider getting to add to your Atari 2600 collection. Maybe you had an Atari 2600 as a kid, or you're an avid Atari 2600 fan today involved in the homebrew collection. You need this cartridge. This is the Harmony cartridge. What it does is I am able to put every single Atari 2600 game onto this micro SD card and all the homebrews that I downloaded all on here, and it's as easy as copying a file to this card, plugging it in to the top of the cartridge there, plugging it into the Atari 2600, and then you have access to all your games on one cartridge. No more hunting for what one you want to play, no more, well, wishing you had a game but you haven't bought it yet, because I'm going to show you where you can download all the Atari 2600 games in a different video. If you want to see where to get all the original Atari 2600 games, click on that video that's listed above somewhere up here, and it will walk you through how to download all those. If you want to download homebrews, what is a homebrew? A homebrew is games. Homebrews are current Atari 2600 games that people are still making today. They use different methods of development, such as Atari Basic or just pure assembly, and they're releasing them on either Atari Age or other fan sites, or even for sale. A lot of the homebrews are put onto cartridges and sold, which I am a huge supporter of. I love the homebrew community. If you have a chance to support them every chance you get, keep it going, because we're getting better games than ever before. Most homebrews I've played are better than most of the original Atari 2600 games. Some are just people testing out their development skills, want to do this as a hobby, and we'll throw some stuff out there that's novel, and you play it a few times and then you put it away. But a lot of the games that are coming out are some of my favorite games today, period. I don't even get on some of my more modern units anymore because I love the homebrews that are coming out. If you want to download homebrews, just go to AtariAge.com, and a lot of the homebrew developers will put their files out for people to download. Some of them are work in progress, some of them are demos, but you can still get homebrews, download them from Atari Age and put them on there. Other companies such as Champ Games allow you to download demos that you can put on here as well. I'll show you some of those. I have all their demos downloaded, and some just will sell some of their games outright, for $10 or donation. Some of the homebrew games are free to download. They ask for a donation, so just throw them $5 or something if you enjoy the game. Everything helps. Again, support your homebrew community. It's super important. I have tons of Atari 2600 games and tons of homebrew. Sometimes I just want to sit down and just go through them all without having to unplug, plug, find, hunt. There's a lot I have to hunt through. So again, put everything on one cartridge, and you can play this from your original Atari 2600. All right, let's jump into this and give you a quick demo. Flip that on, super easy. The menu comes up right away. Resolution looks pretty good for an Atari 2600 system. I guess that, I don't know if there's some sort of interlacing trick or anything on here. I tried to plug it into my digital video recorder, and I don't think the refresh rate syncs, so it's not getting every single interlace line here. It's like every other line is missing when I try to record it on my digital recorder. So we're just going to do it from the camera to the TV, but that's okay because we're not demoing any games per se. We're just going to talk about the Harmony cartridge itself. One thing to mention is, aside from this is super cool, it's also flash upgradable, so anytime there's a new BIOS release or something along that lines, you can update it through the USB port that's at the top right next to the SD slot. So here, everything you put on that SD card, it'll show your directories and your bin files, your games, wherever you place them. So I have a folder called Homebrews. It can be organized by your favorite developers, your favorite games, or just, I have some dates here because I'll go through, like, every once in a while I'll save a bunch of posts on the Atari Homebrew Facebook pages, and when they mention, oh, download this game, I will save it and then download them all in batches, and I just put those by date. So, like, let's go into one of my later dates, July 31st, 2021. Oh, you know what? I didn't copy those over yet. I am a fail, but that's okay because we're going to go to Champ Games and look at those. Champ Games is one of the best homebrew developers, and I'll show you why. We're going to open up this folder and we're going to go to Galagon. This development wizardry for the Atari 2600 will blow your mind. The animation, the behavior, everything about this is so close to Galaga, you wouldn't think this was available for the Atari 2600, but it is. Watch this. Good sound, right? So you're familiar with Galaga. They will start coming down, you shoot them. You don't want to shoot too many of those because those are the guys you're going to want to power up with. But how's that sound? How's that animation? I mean, that's a lot of movement on the screen for an Atari 2600 game without a whole lot of flicker. Oh, I'm not used to this version. We'll edit it, but I just want to show, you know, let's do a web thing. There we go. Look at that. That's amazing. Now, when I shoot that dude and get my guy for the double firepower, I'm pretty sure, I did it so bad. I'm not a very good video game player. I like to play them, but I see some people on the Atari boards start saying, like, I can beat your high score anytime I can get you and beat your high score. I am not a high score person. I just do this for fun. Look at that. So perfect. The behavior is pretty spot on. Oh, I suck. Let's go to something else. So you saw some of the homebrews I have. However, we'll go back to the root directory. I have a folder called... Nope, I'm still in homebrews. I have a folder called Original 2600. We click on that. It's organized by alphabet. I think that's the word. I'm an idiot sometimes. What do we want to try? Let's go to, let's just pick something that deserves more attention than it gets. Ah, I mean, bad person. So you get the point. All your games, you can just grab a 6-pack one Saturday night, sit on the couch, and access all the Atari 2600 games you ever wanted right from this cartridge. If anybody grew up Ultima fans, Richard Garriott Ultima, you might want to check out the Homebrew Peanut. I'll show you why. It's pretty cool. I like it. I'm just gonna plow through this. Pick your strength, dexterity, and intelligence. Blah, blah, blah. There's stories to read. But yeah, you walk around the world like Ultima. Somebody made an Ultima style game with music for the Atari 2600. It's like Ultima 4. See how like everything's blocked that's outside of your line of vision? Pretty nice feat. You can go talk to people. Talk to me. I forget how to talk. Oh yeah, you got a menu at the bottom. Either the fighter says, arm is the source now, da, 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 da. Anyway, you get the point. But you got this whole world to explore here. I don't know, man. If this game came out when I was just a wee lad, this certainly would have been my favorite game. So you get the point. Anyway, we'll wrap up this video. And anyway, if you're an Atari 2600 fan, really do recommend getting the Harmony cartridge. I will put a link where to get it in the notes down below, so be sure to check that out. If you like the content that I'm giving you, like and subscribe, because I think that's what you're supposed to say at the end of other videos. You probably haven't made it this far. If you have, I appreciate that. And we'll see you next time.